One of the most talked about images from India's Mars orbiter mission was that of the women scientists in ISRO, celebrating the success of the mission. Ask anyone to name any Indian scientist, and you can probably bet that most names will be male. These pictures spoke 1,000 words about the involvement of women in science in India. Recently, there is an increasing number of women receiving an education in the sciences in India. Working in science has not been easy for women with its long hours, societal biases, and they need to get married and have children in between. Let's look at some of these women, often forgotten heroes, who have made great contributions to science and paved the way for others. Anandibai Joshi was one of the first Indian women doctors qualified to practice Western medicine. Dr. Joshi's short life was full of hardships. Her family used to be the rich landlords in Kalyan, Maharashtra, but they lost all their riches, and she was married at age 9 to a widower 20 years her senior. She gave birth at age 14 to a son who died shortly afterwards, and herself suffered from poor health with an undiagnosed condition. The death of her newborn son due to inadequate medical care is what inspired her to become a physician. She was also encouraged by her husband to study medicine abroad. But unfortunately, she died at the age of 22. Kadambini Ganguly and Chandramukhi Basu were the first two female graduates from India and the entire British Empire. She was also the first South Asian female physician trained in Western medicine to graduate in South Asia. After working for a short period in Lady Dufferin Hospital, she started her own private practice. Although being a mother to 8 children, she managed her work pretty well. Kamla Sohoni was the first Indian woman to get a PhD in a scientific discipline. She then became the first of his female students and performed so well that Professor Raman gave her permission to pursue further research. While at Cambridge, she found that every cell of a plant tissue contained the enzyme cytochrome C, which was involved in the oxidation of all plants. Therefore, she is called the lady who sweetened the sugar of India. Anna Mani was an Indian physicist and meteorologist. She also worked under Professor C.V. Raman and eventually became a meteorologist and retired as the Deputy Director General of the Indian Meteorological Department. She published several research papers and made significant contributions in the field of meteorological instrumentation. Asima Chatterjee was an Indian chemist noted for her work in the field of organic chemistry and phytochemistry. Her most notable work includes research on Vinca alkaloids and the development of anti-epileptic and anti-malarial drugs. She also authored a considerable volume of work on medicinal plants of the Indian subcontinent. Rajeshwari Chatterjee was the first woman engineer from Karnataka. In 1946, she was given a scholarship by the government of Delhi to study abroad and studied at the University of Michigan, where she obtained her master's degree from the Department of Electrical Engineering. After obtaining a PhD degree, she returned to India and joined the Department of Electrical Communication Engineering at IISc as a faculty member, where she, along with her husband, set up a microwave research laboratory where they did pioneering work on microwave engineering. Darshan Ranganathan was an organic chemist from India who was known for her work in biochemistry, including pioneering work in protein folding and supramolecular assemblies, molecular design, chemical simulation of key biological processes, synthesis of functional hybrid peptides, and synthesis of nanotubes. She eventually joined IICT Hyderabad in 1998, where she became deputy director. After her death from breast cancer in 2001, her husband instituted the biennial Professor Darshan Ranganathan Memorial Lecture, which is to be delivered by a women scientist who has made outstanding contributions in any field of science and technology. Kalpana Chawla, an Indian American astronaut and the first Indian woman to go in space, was one of the 7 astronauts who lost their lives in the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster on February 1, 2003. A role model for many young women in India and around the world, Kalpana will always be remembered for her incredible journey from Karnal, where she was born, to NASA, where she fulfilled her dream of reaching the stars. After finishing school from Karnal, Kalpana pursued a course in aeronautical engineering at Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh. She moved to the United States in 1982 and obtained a Master of Science degree in aerospace engineering from the University of Texas. She then earned a doctorate in aerospace engineering from the University of Colorado. Her first flight was in Space Shuttle Columbia in 1997 as a mission specialist and primary robotic arm operator. The mission began on November 19, 1997, and Kalpana was a part of a 6 astronaut crew.